Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thanks for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below. Let's get right to it. COPPA. One of the biggest piles of steaming crap I have ever seen in my life. Now, it was designed at one point back in the late 90s to protect children, so their information wouldn't be obtained on the internet when they were under the age of 13. But here's the issue. The federal government came after YouTube that has explicit rules that you are not allowed to be on the platform until you are 13 years old. But YouTube had to pay a fine for kids illegally getting on their platform, explicitly breaking their rules. It says it clearly when you sign up that you have to be over the age of 13 or have a parent running the channel. But I think it's kind of awful that they're coming after creators. And this isn't on YouTube. YouTube isn't coming after creators. The federal government is going to come after creators now. In an effort to censor, even further censor, creators on YouTube and other platforms, all for the sake of protecting the kids. When it is not my responsibility or your responsibility on what parents allow their kids to look at. Now, if you make kids content, that's one thing. Okay? And YouTube made a mistake by collecting information on actual kid-type channels. That's on them. But from what I'm hearing and what I have read, if a parent allows their kid to use their YouTube channel or YouTube account, right? And say they watch Peppa Pig on the Peppa Pig All Day channel or the SpongeBob videos or something over on the SpongeBob channel. And then that kid or that parent or whatever happens to come across one of your channels. Say you're running political content like I do here at the Big Ranch Show, and the mother happens to see, ooh, look at that. A story about the president. Click and watches it. All of a sudden, you're lumped in with all those videos that the parent allowed their child to watch earlier in the day, which could lead up to a $42,000 fine if your content is deemed to have been targeting children. But what counts as targeting children? Arts and crafts? Talking about wrestling like I do on the Wrestle Show? Is what Keemstar does over at Drama Alert, is that going to be considered kid-friendly? Because it talks about YouTube drama? None of the creators I watch really make content that anybody under the age of 13 should be watching. Besides maybe some of your family vlogs. But most of them don't make their vlogs for people under the age of 13. I really don't know what to do. But I'm not going to go down without a fight. I'm not going to sit there and be quiet. It's not what I do. So I will continue to speak on this. It's just upsetting to know that we as creators are being held responsible for what parents let their children watch. And that ain't right. It ain't right in the least. How in the hell could that even be close to right? Somebody else does something stupid, so I get punished? I've already done that. YouTube has already done that to me twice. I got monetized. Somebody did something wrong. Boom. Goalpost moved. Monetization taken away. Got monetized again. Boom. Somebody did something wrong again. Monetization taken away. And finally, I have my monetization back. I'm not getting much out of it right now. But I'm really trying here. I've struggled over the last 2 months because I've been nonstop sick. But I am here. I feel my only responsibilities are to follow the YouTube guidelines to the best of my abilities and to do content that my viewers want to watch. That's it. My responsibility should stop there. My responsibility should not be what a parent allows their kid to watch. I want to make it 100% clear. My content is not made for children. The content on The Big Rand Show is for adults. Plain and simple. Now, if you're legally, or if you're watching this legally over the age of 13, then good. Whatever. But if you're under the age of 12, you should be watching my content. Because of the nature and the language used. Children should not be watching The Big Rand Show. I want to make that explicitly clear. This is not a kid-friendly channel. At times, this is an even not suitable for work channel. But I am sick and tired of being punished in life for what other people do. But it's not the first time the government's overstepped with things like that. Think about the no-fly list and how they started adding people to the no-fly list who weren't involved in terrorism. Or the sex offender list, where people who are getting, probation on charges and stuff, or getting paroled early, are getting put on the sex offender list, even though they're not pedophiles, even though they have never harmed a child. This is happening in every state in the country. And the federal government is overstepping its bounds with the no-fly list. This is why, even as someone who wants to do something about the gun violence in this country, I don't really support the red flag laws. Because the government will end up overstepping its bounds. All of a sudden, they'll start putting people on that red flag list that have no business being there. But anyhow, I don't know what else to say at this point in time. When I have more information, I'll bring it to you. But this is really it seems like a censorship effort by the federal government. It seems like they really want to censor as many platforms as possible, and they're going to use the guise of protecting the children to do it. Anyhow, this has been The Big Rand Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. I'll see you down the road.